Hi, good morning. You're watching the Knits and Beads podcast. My name is Lorelei, and I'm coming to you from upstate, mid-state New York. This is a podcast dedicated to my crafting, mostly knitting, sewing, and jewelry making. I am a jewelry designer full-time, and I do a bunch of different things in my free time. And I started this podcast to show kind of what I'm working on. So thank you to everyone who is a returning viewer. I appreciate you coming back and hanging out with me for a little while. My episodes aren't very long. If you're brand new, thank you so much for checking me out. I know there are a lot of podcasts out there, and it's sometimes hard to choose one. So if you're watching for the first time, welcome. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So today is July 31st. I did not post an episode last week because I had a little bit of a mishap with my computer. It was not good. I was watching a podcast one day and all of a sudden my screen froze and the podcast was, I could hear the volume of it, like the audio, but the screen had froze. So of course there wasn't really anything I could do. I turned it off, I turned it back on, and then after that, intermittently, like every 10 minutes, the screen would just go all pixelated and frozen. Cassius! Sorry about that. So, the screen would go all pixelated, and I was a nervous wreck. I didn't know what was happening. I ended up taking it into the shop. There's it's an iMac desktop computer, and I had called Apple support, and they suggested I take it to this particular local repair place, and so I dropped it off, and they had it a couple days and then told me they weren't sure exactly what was happening, but it was going through some more diagnostic testing, and the guy had said that he was going to insert his memory chip into my computer and keep running a last diagnostic test, and he did that, and it ended up not, the screen didn't freeze or go all wonky. So we took that as a good sign. He replaced my memory chip with a brand new one, and now I have my computer back. However, I am recording today's episode on my phone just because I'm still a little leery about my computer, and I don't want to get too involved in the whole editing process using iMovie and then have something happen. So I'm playing it safe and recording this directly on YouTube with no editing. So that's why I just got up and kicked my cat out of the front closet because he was causing trouble, and you got to see all that. So sorry, no editing, but anyway. Last week was kind of a short week for me because Wednesday, my husband and I finally got a chance to go away for a few days. So it was actually Tuesday night when the computer place had called me and said that I could pick my computer up, which was really great news. And that day, I believe, it might have been Monday. I can't remember if it was Monday or Tuesday, but we had a thunderstorm come through and lightning hit my neighbor's house. I'm not kidding. It was the loudest, scariest thing I've ever gone through. My heart was pounding. It was so loud, and I knew that the lightning had hit something, but I couldn't tell just looking outside what it had hit. And of course I wasn't brave enough to like go out and look around while the storm was kind of still happening. So the storm went through fairly quickly, and it really wasn't a major rainstorm. I mean, thunderstorm. It was like literally one clap during that lightning strike, and then it kind of moved on. Well, it turns out the lightning did hit my neighbor's house. It hit an upstairs corner of a window, one of his front windows. And it was scary. It was really scary. So he lost power in partial rooms of his house, and that's not for you, sorry. And we didn't have anything happen at our place, but it was just so close. And I was actually standing in the office, which is this room behind this wall, and my neighbor's house is on the other side of the far exterior wall. So like it was literally right there, and so loud. I'm surprised my cats, they were pretty freaked out. We were all pretty freaked out. I was texting my husband who was working, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think lightning just hit, and oh, it was crazy. So that aside, then, you know, Joe and I went away for a few days. We went up to northern New York State on the coast of Lake Champlain, and we stayed in an Airbnb, a little cottage that a woman's renting out that's on her property. A woman and her husband. Her husband had built the place. It was so beautiful. It was like just a little cottage, one room cottage kind of built on the side of their garage. And it was beautiful, and had a nice little screened in porch that looked out into this whole wooded area with all these ferns, and it was just gorgeous and so relaxing and beautiful. On the way up, we stopped through Lake Placid, Saranac Lake, Tupper Lake, all those kind of Adirondack towns as we went up through. And so we got there on Wednesday afternoon. On Thursday, we took the ferry over Lake Champlain and ended up spending the day in Burlington, Vermont. It was kind of a rainy day. We had lunch and shopped around there's major shopping there if you've never been to Burlington. It's a really, really cute area, and it was really busy. And I found a yarn store, which was really excited. So later in the episode, I'll show you what I ended up getting there. Yarn and fabric, which you can't go wrong in my eyes with that kind of combination. And Friday, we were there till Saturday. Friday was kind of dull. We didn't really do much, but it was nice and relaxing. I think Joe took a nap, and I knit on that little screened-in porch for a while. So I got a lot of knitting done the last couple of weeks. I don't have any finished objects for you, though. And anyway, Saturday we came home, and so that's where we are. Today is Sunday, so got another day off before my work week starts. But Joe is actually working today, so he's a teacher during the regular school year, but in the summers he paints houses, so he's pretty busy with a lot of interior and exterior painting jobs. So I'll get into talking a little bit about my works in progress, what I've been working on. First thing I'll show you is how far I got on my socks. I've shown these before. I haven't had a lot of momentum on working on these, but this is how much I have so far. It's probably not too much more since the last time I showed you. I'm working on them both kind of intermittently together, two at a time, sort of. And oh shoot, dropped stitches. Not good. Okay, crisis averted. So I think I have a little bit longer to go, maybe an inch or two, and then I can start some sort of heel. I think I'm going to purchase the Fish Lips Kiss heel pattern for those, so I'm not really excited about those socks. I don't know. I'm just not really into knitting socks right now, I guess. So that's work in progress number one. I showed you last time I was working on Pure Joy by Joji Locatelli, and I've got quite a bit done. I'm actually on the very last wedge of this, and it's turning out beautifully. I'm really happy, especially now that I started the blue on the edge. I just really love that contrast of the light green and then that navy, dark navy blue. So this is the last section, and I'll be able to bind off. The rows are really long at this point. Cassius! Oh my goodness gracious. Cassius is feeling better, back to his naughty self, as you can see. Anyway, so here is Pure Joy. I am using this navy blue, which is Plucky Knitter Singles in Overcoat, and this is skein yarn. And it's called Seaborn. So I should be done with that in a few days, hopefully. I'm really enjoying working on this, aside from the very long rows. Also, I must say I really do enjoy knitting with the Plucky Knitter more than I did the skein yarn, because I feel like the skein yarn was a little bit splitty, but the colors are beautiful and it really knits up really nicely. I do have one issue that I'm not sure what happened. I ended up taking it out of my bag to work on it the other day, and I noticed, let's see if I can find it. I noticed an issue on the edge where something happened here. Can you see that? Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure how to fix it. Kind of bummed, but what are you gonna do? So that is my Pure Joy. I don't know, I may or may not enter this in the Joji along that the grocery girls are hosting, a knit along this month. I haven't decided yet. So I mentioned to you, I believe in my last episode, that I was getting ready to start a new project. I am knitting Michelle Wang's Venta. And here is the picture of the back of it. It's a shrug, long-sleeved shrug with this beautiful lace pattern on the back. And I just fell in love with this pattern. I don't really know how it will look on me, being kind of the bigger busted type of woman, because it is kind of a shrug, so it really doesn't have a front. It just kind of slips on over your shoulders like this. And also I have really long arms. I'm knitting the large size, and I'm really hoping that it's for a large size like myself, but my wingspan is pretty big. Like, I am almost 5'10", and so we'll see. It was good to see that it came in 2 sizes. I just went ahead with the large size, which ended up casting on like 179 stitches. So we'll see what happens. I decided to go with the same yarn that Michelle used in her pattern. It's Madeline Tosh Sock, and the colorway that I chose is Flycatcher Blue. It's really gorgeous. It's kind of it's looking a little bit more periwinkle in the video here. It's a little more subtle than that, just a little bit bluer. But I have to say that I absolutely am loving this yarn, and I will definitely be buying and using this yarn again. It's got a really nice twist on it, which I love, and it knits up really great. And obviously I've always loved Madeline Tosh, but if I had to knit with the same yarn brand from now till eternity, it would be Madeline Tosh. I love so many of her bases, and it's just great. So I'm really happy with the yarn in this, and this is how much I've got done so far. So let's show you that. Haven't got to the lace yet. I have to knit about 8 inches before I can start that. So I'm at about 5 inches now, I think. But you can see it's kind of a nice tonal blue. The stitch definition is really nice too. I like it. It's really cool. It's really, really nice. I really don't mind working on this. You know, it is a fingering weight, so it's taking a little bit of time to work through it, but I'm really enjoying it. And I've tried reading through the pattern a little bit. I'm a little confused as far as when I have to start transferring the stitches that are currently on waste yarn to a needle. I'm hoping that will make more sense when I finally do it, but reading through it, I'm just kind of confused. Like, I'm not sure how it's going to work, because basically the venta is knit in one large piece, and then there's some seaming to create the sleeves. So we'll see, and I will surely show you progress on that next time, I'm sure. I don't know how much further I will be on it next time I podcast, but that's what I'm working on. So I pretty excited about that one, actually. I'm loving the color too. I was really happy with that yarn. So let's see. This is not comfortable. I'm sitting on the floor. Let's see. All right, I'll move into talking a little bit about sewing. So I have some sewing to show you. The last couple of weeks I've kind of developed a pattern for a jewelry roll, and I've made a few and I've sold a few, and I'll show you the ones that I have in stock right now. Basically, I wanted to create something that could accommodate larger pieces of jewelry, because I've been making jewelry for like 10 years. And since I just started sewing, I've kind of been looking at jewelry roll patterns that are offered online, like on Pinterest and stuff. And I've tried a few, but I have just not been very happy with the size that the finished pattern is. They don't really accommodate my type of jewelry. And a lot of jewelry rolls that I've seen offered are more for kind of delicate, like gold, or chains with a pendant, or something really simple like that. Jingle, stop. The cats are really happy that I'm home, but they are very needy. Django, stop it. So so this is one of the ones I had made. I made this using a vintage tablecloth and some coordinating fabric that I got from Lotta Jan's daughter. So basically on this particular one, I sewed like this woven ribbon, and that's what necklaces hook onto, and they hang down, and then the focals kind of tuck into these pockets down below, coordinating pockets. And then along this side are more little pockets. And then I have a zippered pocket on the end for bangles or whatever else you want to fit in there. This flap protects everything when you kind of put it down over the jewelry, and then the whole thing rolls up. And on the ends, I put elastic loops, and the elastic goes over the ends like that. Voila! So that is one that I made. Here's another one that I had done. This one has owls, and I did kind of a polka dotted teal on the inside. There's the pocket, my woven ribbon. There's pockets down below. And then on these side pockets, I did a little flap to kind of protect the pockets on that edge. And then my zipper pocket. So nice and basic design. I wish I had the first one to show you. I'll try to describe what I had done. This is a custom order for a teacher that works with Joe. Same general idea, but instead of the woven ribbon, I did these loops so necklaces hook through and attach to these loops and coordinate with the pockets below. And then there are pockets here. However, those pockets are for earrings, and I had bought this awesome leather trim at Joann's, which I will be riveting to the fabric here. It's just kind of a strip of fabric, and it's got, or leather actually, and it's got little holes in it, and I thought that it would be nice for earrings, and you could also attach stud earrings to it. And then any longer earrings that hang, you can tuck them down into the pockets below to keep everything safe and keep it from getting tangled up. And then again, I have the end zippered pocket. So, fun little project, and I'm really enjoying making them, and I'm going to be making more of them. I've been listing, I think the owl one is on my website, and this one's on Etsy. Sorry, my nose is running. You can find my Etsy store at LorelaiEurtojewelry.etsy.com, and that's LORELEIEURTO jewelry. And my website is LorelaiEurto.com. In case I didn't mention that, which I know I didn't, because I'm terrible at introductions. So while I'm talking about it, also we do have a Ravelry group for the podcast, and you can find that on Ravelry under groups as Knits and Beats Podcast. Pretty quiet group over there. That's where I do try to post my show notes for the podcast episodes. And a couple weeks ago I had a giveaway, and so there was a giveaway thread for that. So keep your eye on that place for different things coming up in the future. So I guess that's all I've got for sewing at the moment. Haven't really been sewing anything else besides those. I have been reading, and I wanted to mention this book. Gillian Flynn wrote Gone Girl, and I am reading this by her. It's called Dark Places. I'm about that far in. It's extremely good. I'm hooked. I'm really loving the story. It's kind of a dark subject matter about a girl whose brother allegedly murdered her entire family, but not her. She ended up getting away, and now she's an adult, and she's doing kind of her own research on the story because she's met what's called a kill club, where the people in this particular club kind of obsess and research and have their own theories about different murder cases, things like that. So it is very good. It's actually been named one of the best books of 2009 by the New Yorker, and I'm really enjoying it. I actually got it for Christmas last year, and I'm just finally getting around to reading it now. So highly recommend it. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Thought I would mention it. And then I'll talk a little bit about the store I went to in Burlington. So the shop's name is called Nido. I think that's how you say it. I'm not really sure. It's spelled N-I-D-O. And it's kind of a fabric and yarn store. They carried a lot of really nice, like, specialty fabrics, and also specialty yarns such as Yarn on the House. They had Quince and Company. They had Jill Draper. They had Woolfolk, and a bunch of locally made yarn also, which I ended up looking at, but I thought it was a little scratchy as yarn goes. I almost bought some Quince. I almost bought some Yarn on the House, but I've bought both of those before, and I kind of wanted to try something different. So I ended up picking out Jill Draper. I've never tried or seen Jill Draper yarn before, and this is what I ended up getting. It's a beautiful coral color. I just love it. It's much different than anything I would normally knit with. This is called Hudson, and I don't know if the color is Evelyn, but it's 240 yards, made from sheep to skein in the USA. And I believe Jill Draper is in the Hudson Valley, so that's cool. Yay, New York. So this, I guess, is considered a worsted weight. I was thinking it was more like a DK. It seems a little bit thinner than worsted that I've seen in the past. So I may treat it like a DK weight and see if I can find something fun to make with that. I may have to either order more online or pair this with another color, which I think I could do either. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure what this will become, but I love it. And this retailed at their store for $26 a skein. So that being said, this is the only yarn I bought while I was at that store. And I knew I wanted to get some fabric, so I ended up picking up some fat quarters. These are the ones I got. So this is called Dottie's Cousin. They have little names for each of them. Little tag. And this is actually cotton and steel. Cotton and steel. Just little kind of neutral solids with little polka dots on them, circles. And then I got this one. This is called Aisling J's Dream Closet. I don't know. It's a variation of different cotton and steel fabrics. Really fun colors. I especially loved this one that has little cats owls, squirrels. So cute. Just loved all the colors in this. So those will be fun to work with. And then I got some skinny laminx. This kind of reminded me of olives. And my grandmother was from Greece, so olives kind of hold a special place in my heart for that reason. This is a really nice heavy canvas type fabric, which I love. There's another one. And I believe these are just 1/4 yard. Love that pattern. And then I bought 1 yard of this. This is clover. Just love the colors. And this is also a kind of a heavy canvas material. And I was really happy with those purchases. That was kind of the highlight of my little vacation with my hubby. So excited about that. Excited to make some things with that this upcoming week. As far as jewelry is concerned, last week I dropped off a boatload of jewelry over to the museum where I sell in the gift shop there. The museum is called Munson Williams Proctor Arts Institute, and I actually worked there for 10 years before I left my full-time job to be jewelry designer full-time. And they've been carrying my jewelry for quite a few years. So I hadn't brought any new stock to them in quite a while. So they ended up giving me a bunch of old stock that hadn't sold, and I gave them a bunch of stuff to pick through to see what they wanted to keep, and then tomorrow I'll pick up the remainder of what they didn't want. And then probably put them back in my store, or I have another opportunity. I was contacted recently by the owner of a store in Michigan called Helium Studio. They're in Wayne, Michigan, if you're in Michigan. I'm going to be sending a variety of necklaces and bracelets and maybe a few pairs of earrings to their little gift store. So I'm excited about that. And I've seen pictures of the store online and it looks so cute. So I'm really excited. I think it'll be a nice fit. That's half the battle when choosing to do consignment or wholesale to a shop, is not knowing if it's going to be the right fit, especially being across the country, and I haven't really ever been there, but seeing the pictures helped. I think it'll be a nice fit, and I hope that my jewelry is a hit there, so I'm excited about that. The only other thing on jewelry that I had to talk about, I have just kind of a really super surprise sale going on right now. Opened the coupon code this morning. The coupon code is Summer Sale 16, and there's a little bit of a surprise discount when you use that coupon. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You can go online and check it out, or throw a couple things in your cart and check. But oh hi. That coupon code will be good only until August 2nd, which is tomorrow, which is the day after tomorrow. Tomorrow is August 1st. So a couple days, and I'm hoping to get rid of some of my older stock during the sale. So if you're interested in checking those out, the coupon code is valid in both of my online stores, my website, LorelaiErdo.com, and my Etsy store, LorelaiErdoJewelry.etsy.com. Okay, well, I guess that's all I've got for today. Nice short episode. I'm glad I was able to come by and catch you up on what I've been working on. Just trying to think if there's anything else I want to mention. No. So, anyway, thanks for coming over. I will talk to you guys hopefully next week or possibly the week after, depending on my knitting and crafting schedule. See what I have done by then. If I don't have a lot to share, I'll wait another week, and I'll talk to you guys all on the flip side. See ya!